Hello and welcome to the Geeks of Mucklebee's first ever Star Wars podcast, show, chats, whatever you want to call it. Welcome. So, young man, here we
Yes.
are with quite possibly, I would say, I'm looking around at our kind of movie wall that we've got here. We've got Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth. I've got
Yeah.
Star Trek. I've got Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Rocky City. I've got all sorts on the wall around me. I would say the number one has to be Star Wars. Would you go with that?
It's that's difficult for me because
Oh, okay. It's not. Sorry, a big assumption on my part. I thought Star Wars was okay. Okay, that's interesting. Go for it. So Star
um
Wars isn't necessarily your number one anymore.
it was
Or
no, it was always joint number one. It was always right up there with Marvel.
oh, okay, interesting.
Did you
Which
not know
is
that?
no, which
How?
is our next stream with Rose. No, because you were into Star Wars long before you was into Marvel.
Yeah, I've always loved the two.
Oh, hey, so do I. I'm not nothing bad. Just a bit of housekeeping here in the chat. Corporal is saying sad I can't attend, but will watch 100%. I will leave food for thought though. What makes a good Star Wars story? What elements have to be there, and which elements have been lacking in recent projects? That's quite a good conversation. So today, ladies and gents, Cody Mitchell reacts unspeakable memes and more. That's
Hello.
a great name. Hi there. Hello there. Um, Feel free to get in the chat. If people are wanting to get involved, I might say, hey, publish a thingy and you can come on if you've got a camera, microphone, and aged 18 or over. So Dennis is there as
Oh,
well.
hey.
Well, hello there. And we've got Pricefield Love. Hey, I missed you guys. Haven't you guys posted anything recently? This is about what now? Our fourth stream since we've been back?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So we're back with my main love. I'm going to keep corpses.
It's not one. It's not like it's
Oh
not
no,
one
it's
my
dead to
main
you
love.
now. No, it's dead to you now. I get that. The
I love Star Wars.
so we're going to be going through the TV shows. There's a lot of stuff that's happened since we've been away, and it is basically catching up with all of the things Star Wars and everything else. So Ollie, let's just deal with Corpse's comment. What do you feel makes a good Star Wars story?
I think it's got a. Yeah. I guess it's just interesting. It's when you have good
Sorry,
guys.
Did I throw you a bit there? Go on.
Yeah, good guys blowing up bad guys, and there's lightsabers involved.
Right. So yes, I completely agree. With it has to have Star Wars's USP, doesn't it? And unique selling point, which is
Mm.
Star Wars. It's got to have lightsabers. It's got to have Jedi and Sith, and it's got to have the Star Wars music, and it's got to have the Star Wars sound effects. It's got to have all of those things you love. What makes Star Wars, and it's essentially a good good versus evil battle,
Mm.
isn't it?
Yeah, I love seeing the epic battles and just a good story, really. I mean, you look at the original trilogy. I can watch those anytime because it's interesting. But the prequels as well, I personally love them.
Up now, I want to say that I'm going to can any talk about that right now because
Okay.
I want us to do on the next stream. We're going to have the debate of what is the best trilogy. Now, to anybody at home, there is no hate. If you like the sequel trilogy and that's the thing that got you into Star Wars, that is fine. If the prequel trilogy is your baby, that's absolutely fine. If the original trilogy that started it all and without that there is no Star Wars is your thing, welcome. It doesn't matter. Basically, it is whatever makes you tick. So we're going to have that. That is going to be the next Wednesday's debate. Okay. Just here we've got Shannis, I think. I have the same Middle Earth map just behind me on my bedroom. Got to love Middle Earth. I'm one of those that loves The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and it has the extended versions when you watch them. So Ollie, the other thing that Court said in his question there, what elements have to be there and which elements have been lacking in recent projects. We're going to do the what's lacking, because I think that might come up as we go through some of these shows. So then, as just commented, he said, well, lightsabers are not a must anymore, in my opinion. If I look,
I was thinking as I said it, I was thinking, well, what about the Mandalorian? Because that was just.
And it proves Star Wars is not all about classy sword fights. Then I will take your point. I will take your point on that because I love Mando. Yes. Okay.
That still needs to have epic fights. That's just.
Can we just get a mic check, everybody? Am I too loud or Ollie too loud? Can we just get some feedback on if anybody could post? And Shiana's has said same. I take it you're talking about the extended versions. So welcome to everybody. That's a really good point because Mando just feels. Both of you sound good. Thank you for Pricefield Love and Dennis. Thank you very much. So guys, Den, if you are wanting to join on the Discord, is the link. You just click onto that and that should bring you through as a guest. And then we should be able to get you on. I've just seen Cody pop up with one. I've always wondered what it is like to see Anakin Skywalker fighting Darth Vader, his evil self. I imagine that the past version of Anakin fighting his evil self would be pretty crazy. Do you know
that
what?
Would be pretty cool.
That would be. It's almost reminiscent of Luke fighting Luke in the Dagobah. You know, when Yoda's like, "Whatever you take with you is what you'll find."
But if we're talking about like what makes a good story, it's stuff like that. It's like the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker. That's so cool because I love Anakin Skywalker, but then he becomes one of my my favorite character in Star Wars.
He becomes once he goes dark. Yeah. I worry about you, kid. That is that's an interesting quote. That's an interesting point. I was just sorry, my brain is playing on that, what that scene would be like. And it is kind of essentially that's kind of where we get to in Ahsoka, I think, in a way. No, because then we see him master it, don't we? He's got that bit where he just closes his eyes. And anyway, the shows. So let me bring this up. So this is just our prompt here, Ollie. So we've got The Acolyte, which is the new show. Have you seen the trailer for this yet?
No.
Okay. So it's something Star Wars. And as a Star Wars fan at the moment, I'm just wanting a win. That's all I want. I just want a win in the Star Wars category. I have watched the trailer. I'm not too hung up on red lightsabers and this, that, and the other. My only missive of the entire thing, they're calling this the High Republic era, which they've gone back 100 years before the Phantom Menace. That's roughly where we are. So, you know, Yoda's alive because for 900 years, he tells Luke on Dagobah, for 900 years did I train Jedi. Ready, you know, when he's giving him that lecture about I decide who's ready. I wanted them to go back further. If you're a Star Wars fan and you have seen that Old Republic,
those are so cool,
right? Cinematics for the Old Republic game. That is about the damn near coolest thing I've ever laid my eyes on. That whole series of stuff, and I want live action multi-season series set in that era. The
The
armor, the
armor,
look,
yeah,
and the thing that I've got to do as well is temper myself here, because just because my wants and expectations against what we're giving, I've got to give stuff a fair chance. So there is a little bit of that in me. I'm like trying to be fair. But I kind of wish they had gone back, because that era is like 3,500 years ago in the Star Wars timeline, from like Phantom Menace and all of that sort of stuff. And I kind of wanted them to go back, because I just want to see armies of Jedi versus armies of Sith, all of the clawing and the politics and of the Sith
yeah.
Empire fighting against itself. And that's basically what I want to see. I just want to see like a 8-season best of all of that glory, sort of. What would be that kiddie carpet battle when you got all your figures out and you're like reminds me of the Dennis has said, reminds me of the Old Republic game traders. That's what we're talking about. So the Acolyte is the 100 years, and for me that's right, the real back end of that's like that's just 100 years before the Old Republic falls. Really, it's not the High Republic. It's kind of about to topple over. You see what William is saying. You should check out the graphic novels, Tales of the Jedi Omnibus and the Old Republic Omnibus. They are some of the best ever Star Wars. Well, you see, just to give you guys a quick before we move on to the next bit. I Star Wars as a little one, and believe it or not, there was a dearth of Star Wars product out there from the late 80s into the early 90s. There was nothing. Then all of a sudden, George Lucas had commissioned a trilogy by Timothy Zahn, and that was the Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, and The Last Command. And then all
I'm
of a
reading
sudden,
those at the
Star Wars were
moment.
back. Are you really? So
Yeah.
I remember I was walking through WH Smith's in London, and I saw this book, and I must have been about 10 or 11. And it was Star Wars, and I stopped. I just froze in the shop, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I grabbed it, and I literally read the first 3 chapters. I then put the book down. I had to run home to get my book token that I had to get back to WH Smith's before it closes to be able to buy the book. You know, it was just like mind blown. And I consumed the book like that. And then the expanded universe happened. So I've done a lot of outside. That's all now legends now, unfortunately. But so Acolyte, I'm hoping it's going to be a win. Can't wait for it to come out. We've got lightsabers. I'm going to be interested in what the story's about. I'm just hoping for the win. So on to the next one, because this is a catch up of all the TV shows for us. So the next one is Visions. I've got Visions 2 there, but there's Visions 1 and 2. Now, this is the only Star Wars entity that I haven't watched. I haven't seen any of it yet. I think I might have seen the beginning of the first episode, and I haven't got into it. So I've got no input on this one. Have you seen any of them?
No.
Okay. Anybody who's seen these, drop a comment down below, and would you recommend? And then what we've done here is almost in order of how we feel about them. So just to let you know. So the Bad Batch is next up. I've just remembered I haven't put Rebels in, but is Rebels? I can't remember if Rebels was, because it's got Disney all over it. But it's got Disney all over it. So I just can't remember if it came out under Lucasfilm or Disney. Can't remember. That's the one that I've omitted, but Rebels would be in here. So the Bad Batch. Have you caught up with any of the Bad Batch yet? Al?
I've seen a few episodes, yes.
So I'm nearing the end of the second series. That's where I've got to on this one. I've enjoyed elements of it. I found it a little bit harder to.
It can be a bit slow in parts.
That's where I kind of was with it. I'm going to finish the second series.
Yeah, I'll carry on with it.
Yeah. And so the Bad Batch, particularly as there's now series 3, and yeah, Yeah, I will persevere. So that's why, just in case anybody's watched, that's why Bad Batch and Visions are so low down, because I've hardly watched them, and I know you've only barely started. So really, that's where they're towards the bottom of the pack. We've got here. Good to see you guys back. Thank you, Paul. Welcome to the show. Visions is worth your time, guys. Okay,
That's
fair
good
enough.
to know.
That is good to know. I will watch
Just
a few episodes
yeah.
for next Wednesday with next stream. Okay. And Dennis is saying Visions is well worth the time to watch.
Okay.
Didn't expect much from it, but really surprised by it in a good way. Good to know. Okay, here we go. Now we're into the series of that we've watched, and we can talk a bit more about. So the Book of Boba Fett. Oh, we've rated this quite low.
Yes. I thought the actual like when he's with the Tusken Raiders and he's getting flashbacks and all of
Right.
that, I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. And then it was building and building, and I was like getting ready for it, and it was getting really cool. And then it just kind of, it was just a bit anticlimactic. It wasn't,
Okay. No.
and it was. I mean, the best part was the Mandalorian episodes.
Right. So I've got a theory on this. Not to be kind of sued by Star Wars theory, but I've got a theory. When it comes to the Book of Boba Fett, so they had those guys on the really shiny, and they were from the comics. I think I seem to remember something like that in the comics when I was a
They
kid.
weren't great.
But they didn't hit
They were
right, did they?
clunky.
They were clunky,
They
and the
didn't fit
acting.
in with the
I found the acting really clunky as well. So
yeah.
it was a bit like the Flag Smashers out of Winter Soldier and the Falcon series. I found them really clunky and really wooden, and I didn't vibe with them as well. So those modders in the Book of Boba Fett, I wonder, my theory is if they were a bit more central in the coming episodes, they didn't track too kindly with a review audience, and they've pulled some Mando episodes out of Mando and spliced that into the Book of Boba Fett, and then that's why maybe Mando season 3 suffered, because Mando season 3 wasn't as good as 1 and 2 for me. Nowhere near. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a bit. So, Book of Boba Fett, things that I loved. Just focus on some positives. The Rancor and seeing all of that,
Oh
and
yeah, that's cool.
amazing. Seeing the Cad Bane in live action.
That was so cool.
Right? Those whole Mando episodes
I mean, you already
worth
know when you
worth
saw his hat who it was.
yeah, yeah. It was just fantastic. And the voice, the gravelly
Yeah.
voice, and all of that sort of stuff. It was just this is the thing that I think we're gonna keep coming, or I'm gonna keep coming back to, and you guys are gonna get annoyed with me. Sometimes in Star Wars, it's really fallow ground, and then there are some peak Star Wars moments. And what I'm going to do for everybody at home, I'm just going to show you what I mean. I'm just going to get rid of the cameras a second. 1 second. Have a look in our background. Now, in the background, I just put a montage of what I felt was really peak Disney Star Wars. You've got the Vader hallway scene. Let's face it, just in the cinema, that reaction I had, I was laughing out loud to the Dark Lord butchering people. It was fantastic. Mando and the Dark
That was
Saber.
so good.
We've got Anakin and Ahsoka, World Between Worlds. Obi-Wan and Darth Vader with that epic battle. We've got that Mandalorian heavy trooper when he comes down, lighting that up. That whole scene when they come in.
Oh
Boba Fett
yeah.
and Cad Bane, Luke when he comes to the rescue, and then just that moment of seeing Ahsoka and Luke together. I mean, really peak Star Wars for me in those moments, right?
Yeah.
Really, really, as in those moments, I can't ask for more. It's just sometimes those moments can come in really mixed times around it. And I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, so the Book of Boba Fett is really one of those. It's kind of Boba is just amazingly acted. He's a great Tamori, got his name, the actor, fantastic. The being around Jabba's palace and all of that sort of stuff, because me and you play a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. So we know that intimately. Being back in that is absolutely fantastic. You've got the sights and sounds that is Star Wars, seeing the pikes and all of that sort of stuff. Boba Fett wasn't without its charm, and I love that kind of. He was already this badass bounty hunter that then kind of goes through his own samurai experience, that kind of stranger in a land coming of age, kind of even comes out the other side even stronger with more strings to his bow.
Yeah.
It's not without its without its high points. But for you, Ollie, what have I missed any bits that you loved?
No, it was just really cool. There was a lot. There was a big chunk of that show which was just really really cool.
Yeah.
Um, and even though it's centered around the Mandalorian, there in those episodes, Boba Fett was still so cool. I think one thing that you did miss out
Mm.
is seeing Slave One again. That was so cool
Which is
because
now named Boba Fett's starship. But yeah, Slave One. Yeah, I oh,
is
did
it?
we get? Yeah, yeah. Did we get? Is that when he done the thingy out of the bat? I can't remember if that's in that one or was that in
What,
the
the
Mando
Sonic
series.
Imploder?
Sonic Imploder.
That's such a cool noise.
That is, but was that in the Book of Boba Fett's show? I can't remember now.
Don't.
Or was that because it did happen again, or was that in Mando?
No, it was in the Book of Boba Fett.
Okay,
I'm sure it
I'm
was.
sorry, we've got Cody here. Sorry, Cody. I'm excited about the new Star Wars movie. I'm hoping that Anakin Skywalker will return in a new episodes. He's my favorite Star Wars Jedi in the entire Star Wars franchise. Buddy, I'm with you. He's one of I really love Obi-Wan as well. I'm an Obi-Wan fan. When you go through one of the other shows that we've got coming up and all the way through. Yes, Anakin. So, Oliver, next one.
Yes.
Andor. Be honest. How much of it have you watched?
I've watched like 2 episodes at most, and I feel like there are parts of it where it's a bit slow. I probably should have stuck with it, but I didn't.
Okay. Um, I've watched all of Andor, and actually
Yes.
now sat here, I feel like we should have put Boba Fett above it.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think I made a mistake. But let me explain to you why I probably put it higher.
I probably should have stuck with it, but I
You
didn't.
should have,
So,
because it's a different thing. The lady the actress who plays Mon Mothma, Chef's Kiss, and it's the thing about Andor. It was a different pace. It wasn't your crash bang this that and the other. But I was quite taken with it. Seeing people living. It gave you different optics, but it also gave me a view to possibly, if there was a second season, a much stronger story in the sense that Mon Mothma, being the prominent senator that she is, creating a rebellion under the nose of a Sith Lord without detection is a lot more on the edge of the seat stuff than you would imagine. It is really, there is something there, and seeing all of that, how she's kind of being compromised. It really could have been Mon Mothma's show rather than
yeah.
Andor's, because even though you're seeing this young firebrand kind of get pulled in and his origins and all of that sort of stuff, seeing Mon Mothma, I was more captivated with more Mon Mothma's story, and I wanted more of that, where she's in this sort of loveless marriage, and there's this certain attraction with another character, but that whole double-edged sword that she's got to walk is fascinating, absolutely
Yeah.
fascinating. And just seeing the other things as well with people living like the Empire stuff, where they're all kind of backbiting to claw their way up the slippery post. All of that sort of stuff. I found that really interesting. So there were aspects there that I really, 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 really loved. Ollie, can you see the comments on your screen?
I don't actually need to be in full screen, do I?
No.
Um,
You can pull them up and do them as and when.
I
So
don't
we're
think I can.
okay. So we've got Paul. It says Oliver, Andor is epic but slow burner, but the payoff is epic. I
Yeah,
think it's worth it. If
I
anybody
think
hasn't seen it, it's a different pace. Stick with it. It's a bit of a WandaVision-y sort of. You can be a bit Marmitey with it. But I think it's fascinating seeing some of the other sides of it. It done a lot of things right. The building, with Snoke, the guy who plays Snoke, Gollum. Why am I so bad with names today? It's my brain is not well. Him, that actor.
yeah,
He is in that, and they've got to just keep building these. They're on this clock, and they've got to keep building this really harsh productivity thing in this factory, building Death Star parts.
yeah.
Your comments will be up on the right hand side if you need to bring them up. Does that work for you? I can see him trying to work out the screen, people. He's not even listening to what I could say. Purple Pink Monkey.
Yes.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Purple Pink Monkey.
Oh, okay. So there are lots of bits that are worth watching. It really is. So William says, isn't season 2 out next year? Let me just have a
Andor.
quick look. Andor season 2.
Yeah, I think I'll have to. So I have to watch Visions. I have to stick with Andor, and
Yeah, we
Bad
got a bit of
Batch.
viewing for the next one.
Yeah, I come back with my
It's been
review.
delayed to 2025 due to production setbacks. Is this delayed when they do delayed and it's been cancelled? Is this really delayed? Okay. Well, let's hope it does make it. We've got here Undead Llama. What an awesome name. I like that. Hey guys, awesome
Under
to
the
see you back
Llama.
on you. Yeah,
Oh, what a name!
I know, right? I knew you'd like that. Hi guys, awesome to see you back on YouTube. Planning on getting back into videos again or mostly live podcast content. Both is great, by the way. Thank you, Undead Llama. That is such a great name. We are both. We will get back into videos, but it will be both. But we are predominantly at the moment podcasts. So that was Andor, Ollie. Here we
Yes,
go. Tales of the Jedi.
this was really good.
I loved this. I loved this. Chat, what did you
Yeah,
think of Tales of the Jedi? Do you know what? Let me just put this out there. If anybody has got, I'm just going to do this. If you've got a camera and you are aged 18 or over, please keep it. Feel free to use the link and that'll bring you through and you can discuss. Be polite, be respectful. But if you want to join in, there we go. But you have to
didn't
be
one of them?
either a camera or a microphone, and you have to be at age 18 or over. Sorry, go for it.
Didn't one of these show Dooku and Qui-Gon training
Oh,
with Yoda?
yes.
That was so
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. It is just, I can't speak highly of this. The what happened to Yaddle, fantastic. I don't want to get too spoilery in case anybody hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Because what was the one that it's Anakin's training of Ahsoka. Guys, sorry, I have to talk about it. Spoiler alerts. If
For
you might want to just disappear for what I'm about to talk about. Spoiler warning with Ahsoka. Fair warning.
right.
There we go. Right. When Anakin is giving her that training, and ultimately in the Order 66 when she's on the Republic cruiser. It is that very training and that
Oh
scenario
yeah.
that saved her life. That gave me chills. Up
Oh
and
yeah,
down my body. I was just
when
like,
they're standing in a circle and he says again,
yeah. I was just
that's
like,
so cool.
that is absolutely phenomenal. I was just like, that is amazing.
Yeah,
And
that
it was
was
just, and that begs the question, was it something Anakin's seen? Was it something he knew? He was telling her, you know, I've got to train you for more than you're more that to be more and all of that sort of stuff. That was just fantastic. It really, really was. Don't you
yeah, it
think?
was. Yeah, no, it was. That was such a good scene.
Mm.
It was like just like hardcore, just like real gritty training. Like
Oh,
she's
yeah. Sorry, go on. Carry on, kid. Carry on.
just like constantly being knocked down, but she has to get back up and just carry on.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's just cool.
yeah. This one from William. We need a Tales of the Sith version.
That would be
Yes, we
so
do.
cool. That would
Yes,
be really
we
cool.
do. I am down for that. That would be absolutely. Oh, could you
I feel like I
imagine?
need to watch Tales of the Jedi again. It was so good. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
it
only
was.
short, so
They're very, very short. But well worth watching because they're just key. They're
yeah.
like, oh, just think Tales of the Sith, what they could tell us. Little bits that they could fill in.
Palpatine,
Oh,
Darth
yeah,
Plagueis the Wise.
yeah. Oh,
That would be cool.
the actual bit. Actually give us
Yeah,
that bit where he kills him. Yeah, which is during the events of the Phantom Menace. Oh, yes. And then Den says, yes, that's what I was wondering. Did he have a feeling it would happen like that? Dennis, that's what I was wondering. Did
yeah.
Anakin know? And that's why he gave that training, because that would be even more stunning if that was the case. So Tales of the
I
Jedi, if
mean,
you not, sorry, go on.
no, go on.
No, I'm after you.
uh, did did he did he know about the chips in the back of their heads, in the
I
back of the
don't think,
clones?
I don't think he did.
Did he not?
Maybe he had a vision of somehow. I don't know. I don't know. But
A
maybe he had
dream?
a, yeah, I have a dream. Yeah. Okay, next, Ahsoka.
This was it was just so cool, like to see Ahsoka in live action.
I think this
I
is
thought that was
in our
brilliant.
top three now, because Rebels does. No, it can't be. This must be top four. Because Rebels would be up there as well, because there is so much canon in Rebels that you need to be aware of. But Ahsoka, what did you like about Ahsoka, Oliver?
I quite liked. It was just awesome seeing her in live action. I like her how she uses what like her lightsabers. You know, I think they're pretty cool. Um, was it? What's the? How many seasons of Ahsoka is there? Is it just
Just
the
one.
one?
Yeah.
Just the one.
Well, what did you think of? Oh no, you're thinking of when she appears in Mando, where she's
Was it-
done that, when she became, and we saw her and she's like out on that world that's all dark, and she starts
Yeah,
taking those people down. That's Mando season
right.
2, I think. Yeah,
But that's really cool.
yeah, yeah, it is. um I love seeing the Jedi cruiser. I forgot, for the life of me, I've forgotten what the droid, Barty Crouch Junior droid, what his name
Huh?
was. It's the
Oh
guy.
yeah, that one. Yeah.
What was that
Wait,
droid called?
is it in Ahsoka that they travel on the giant
Yeah,
space rails?
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and seeing Grand Admiral Thrawn. Oh,
Oh,
that was so cool. That was really
Huyang,
cool.
Huyang, that's who he was. David Tennant, he was Huyang. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the whole Kurgil? No, I can't remember what they're called now. I mean, Ray
Yeah,
Stevenson,
no, they are.
R.I.P. He was fantastic as Balin Skull. I loved that element.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he was pretty cool.
the mythology tie-in to Star Wars Clone Wars with the Mortis gods. Loved all of that. And that one episode of the World Between Worlds,
Oh
Anakin.
yeah, that was so cool.
Oh, that was for me right up there as for peak Star Wars live action Clone Wars.
Yeah,
We feasted in that episode.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Oh, that was just so cool. And hearing all the voices of the different Jedi Masters, and when she was in there, and she heard Ezra in there, didn't she?
that's back in Rebels.
No, no, there's definitely one of the lines when she was in there because you heard like heard Qui-Gon, we heard Mace Windu, we heard Luke.
Did we? No, I thought that. No, that's the animation. That's not
No,
Ahsoka.
I'm pretty sure. When
I
she was in
remember
there,
that.
she heard voices in the episode.
Did she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, she might have done right at the beginning, and then she said "master,"
Yeah,
and he started talking. Maybe I have to watch it again. I don't know, but
yeah,
that episode was brilliant. Dennis has
yeah. It
said
was.
Ahsoka in show felt less powerful to me than she did in Clone Wars, Rebels, Mando. It's almost like they downgraded her a bit. I call that the sort of Marvel effects right now, where they mess around with the power set to kind of fit the narrative of the story,
Yeah,
rather than fitting the story to the power set. So it's that it tends to happen, unfortunately. I I enjoyed the show.
yeah.
I'm ready for
I did.
season two.
Yeah.
Uh, season two, I'm there for it,
I mean,
110%.
after that World Between Worlds episode, I kind of want like, even if it's just a one season, like 7 episodes maybe, live action of like the Clone Wars, like on the battlefield. Just that'd be
How
so
good
cool.
was Hayden Christensen?
Yeah, he was really.
He was brilliant, and not only
Yeah,
that, it really kind of done the acting sort of roundabout sort of thing where he was playing like you've got I've forgotten the actor who plays Anakin in the Clone Wars. One second, bear with me. Here we go. Clone Wars. I'll stop doing that. Let's try that again. Matt Lanter. Because how he played Anakin is what Hayden he was doing his version of Anakin, and then Anakin was doing his version of him, and he
yeah,
had that really down. He had that whole Sky Guy routine down. It was fantastic. Loved it.
yeah. No,
Um,
it was.
just that episode alone got Ahsoka all the way up for me. It was it really, and then seeing Ezra again, seeing Thrawn, the Dathomir Night Sisters, all of that sort of stuff. Fantastic. I
Yeah,
mean, really.
yeah.
So
No, that episode was brilliant.
yeah.
There was a couple episodes there where it was just like, just it was on a new level, and it was just really cool.
Oh, and live action Chopper. How can I forget
Yeah,
the psychotic bot? I love Chopper.
yeah.
Right. So next one I've got here is the
This was
Clone
so
Wars.
good.
This was epic. This
I
was
love the
epic.
Clone Wars
Yeah.
series.
The last few episodes, I mean, the Clone Wars series, yeah, you've got the Mortis episodes. You've got
Well, yeah, when he finds out that he's destined to become Vader,
yeah,
that's so
yeah.
cool.
And then you've got there's just so much lore that there are times when you watch it that, don't get me wrong, there are some awful episodes where I was just like, oh my gosh, trying to like let's skip this bit. But there are some really, really good episodes in
Yeah,
here.
and
Not
you,
just sorry, I've got the final season. I'm talking across
yeah,
all of them. The
yeah,
Maul and you know, Ventress and what Kenobi goes through. He has all of the same elements as Anakin. There's the
yeah,
mirrors there, you know, attachment, love
he
interest.
chose to carry on down the Jedi path.
Right. He held true. So
Yeah,
fantastic. And then the Siege of Mandalore and all of that sort of stuff
yeah.
is really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So if you've not seen the Clone Wars, even if just go and watch, even if it is like there's the Mortis God episodes you really need to get to see, with Anakin being the one and all of that sort of stuff, and then just the Siege of Mandalore and all of that sort of stuff. There's other little story arcs that I'd say go and watch. Definitely, 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 definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just it's the fact that he had every chance to turn to the dark side and he didn't.
No.
But I like how you can see in more detail Anakin's. It wasn't a sudden fall; it was a gradual fall over time. It was just like chipping away at him. It wasn't like this hero suddenly just all of a sudden just turned dark, because it wouldn't happen like that.
No.
There's got to be something there that's just slowly just chipping away at him, and
Yeah.
that's what the show it showed that there's
Yeah.
just so many different elements that contributed to
Anakin's
Anakin
downfall.
Skywalker becoming
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Yeah. The hero of the Republic, and that it was basically correcting George Lucas's treatment errors, where he had put too little, because I think he said he had put 20% of the story in Phantom Menace, 20% of the story in Attack of the Clones, and then 60% in the Revenge of the Sith. So it felt slow in parts, felt too rushed. And that's kind of that. And so to go back and get the context and get a lot more through the Clone Wars, brilliantly done. So, and very much needed. Right, Oliver, we're on our TV shows. We are now hitting our second favorite show that we have watched. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I loved Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite Jedis. I
Yeah.
love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's just so cool.
So I know a lot of people had an issue with the character Reva.
With
Some
who?
people. Reva.
Right.
The main protagonist, where she's, I don't know why they so much, but the youngling that turned seventh sister. I can't remember which one she is. What one is she? What number? Can't remember. But then she became the Inquisitor, basically. But for me, I really, really enjoyed Kenobi. I love the
Yeah.
fact that, Ben is there dealing with a shadow of himself, because he's had to shut himself off from the Force. He
Yeah.
can't keep throwing out ripples in the Force. He Truton's in the house, people. Hey, Truton.
Oh,
Says hello,
hello.
Nick and Ollie. He has lost all of those mentors. He's lost his brothers and sisters. He's lost his order. He's just gone through a world of hurt. He's lost his apprentice to the dark side. The evil that
Which
he's
he
been.
carries the guilt for.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
He
then
feels like he's at fault for Anakin.
100. Yes, it is spoilery discussions. We're going back over the TV shows. It is. I just think that whole tone they had was better than how we found Luke in the trilogies, in the sequel trilogy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It echoes Luke in that sort of sense. Truton, you might need to duck out then, my friend. You might need to duck out if you've not caught this. I completely understand. Maybe watch it later, and then you can say, "No, I disagreed with everything you said." but where we find him and he's struggled, you are definitely gonna, because we're gonna spoil this. And how they know to bait that hook.
Yeah.
Take care, Truce, and thank you for
Yeah.
stopping
Take
by.
care.
And how they knew to bait that hook, that he can't help himself. It's in his nature. If there's distress, if there's somebody in need,
He
he's going
has
to
to
reveal
help.
himself. Yeah. What did you think of the actress that played Leia?
I thought she was really good,
So did
actually.
I did
She
as
was a really
well.
good little Leia.
Yeah, I thought she done it really good. I was glad we got to see Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru again.
Yeah.
I love that one line where she goes,
He's not even yours.
well, it's not quite that,
Was
but
it?
you love him like he, you talk about
Yeah.
him like he's your right, and he goes, he is my own,
Yeah.
and in that moment you feel it in the heart that Owen really does love
He
Luke.
sees Luke as his own son.
Yeah, and he was going to give his life for him. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. That first meeting when Vader shows up and
What, he's ripping the ship apart?
no, not that bit where he's walking through that village and he's snapping people's necks
Oh,
and
right.
dragging people.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was not
Yeah.
on my Star Wars bingo card for things we're going to see. It was just like snap, crack, but it's like, whoa, that is dark. And then anybody who's played Star Wars Battlefront, and you've got it on the low, the brightness turned all the way down, and you turn around on Endor, and there's Vader right there,
Yeah.
coming through. You're
Yeah.
like, "Ah!" And you're
Yeah,
trying to get
that's
away.
panic moment.
Oh, mate, that is get the hell out. You know what I mean, don't you? And it's like you're
Yeah.
there as a rebel trooper with your E11 or whatever, your A280C, and you're there
Yeah.
and you're like, oh man, I'm dead. And then you just like got to run away. Nah, he's
Yeah.
hunting you down. And that is fear. That is real fear. That's Star Wars fear right there. That first bit where he's like igniting his lightsaber, all the rest of it, that was fantastic. And then he
Yeah.
literally holds Kenobi down in the fire. I thought that was great. Now, the thing about
And
Kenobi, yeah, go on.
yeah, no, I was saying I also love seeing Vader and like just sitting down on the throne, and it's like because he's a Dark Lord, of course you're gonna have a throne.
Yeah. There were some daft moments, like walking with Leia under the coat on the way out, and the extras walking around to kind of weird points, all of that sort of stuff, as they sometimes do in Star Wars. I feel sometimes they struggle for authentic alien scenes, and it's like in the sequel trilogy, everybody can be prone to running. Don't know where they're running to, but just for the sake of
Yeah.
activity, we've got people running around in shot. It's one of those ones. The It did but then seeing it being in the Inquisitor place underneath, where you saw all of those Jedi frozen, you
Yeah.
saw all the lightsabers that they had found and come across. Quinlan Voss is possibly still alive.
Yeah.
You see the escape route for the children of the Jedi and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I thought there was, and then for me, Vader versus
Oh,
Obi Mark
that was
II.
such a cool. That was so cool. I love that fight. I think I at one point I think I watched Kenobi and then I had to go back just to watch that fight scene again.
Yeah, yeah. It was just beautifully lit, shot. There is just so many moments in that fight that I could just freeze frame and turn into a poster and want up on a wall.
Vader's helmet when he's got his lightsaber and the blue lightsaber reflected in it is really cool. That could be a poster.
Yeah, yeah. And I loved the fact that he took the other part of the helmet to Ahsoka, and both of them only ever managed to get a flash of Anakin. Like it was only Luke who removed the whole helmet that got the
Yeah.
whole of Anakin. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? The
Can't remember what he said to Ahsoka, but
oh, he just says her name, doesn't he? He says Ahsoka, and then she's
yeah,
like, she says Anakin, and then I'm not going to leave you again, and then he instantly snaps back, and then he's like, then you'll die, and he's about to. That's in Rebels.
yeah,
In that fight though, just want to have this conversation with you because I wanted. Den says here she did an amazing job for her age. She did,
yeah, she
and he
did.
says it was as gruesome as the hallway scene. It was.
Love the hallway scene.
So, right, Ollie.
Yes.
There's this whole thing about Vader. I didn't. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. You know, he talks about Anakin Skywalker as something different. And I feel like this is always something that's quite inconsistent in Star Wars because as Vader, he calls Luke son. But Vader doesn't have a child.
But he's trying
Anakin
to.
Skywalker.
But what I would say to that is, does he
I got it.
Is he truly convinced that Luke's his son, or is he just trying to use it to try and leave as leverage to turn him to the dark side?
It could well be, couldn't it?
Because Palpatine turned around and says
I
about
think he
Anakin
believes. I think he
Skywalker
believes
having
it's.
an offspring,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so is Vader necessarily saying he has a child, or is he just saying that to try and turn Luke?
Do you know what? I think he genuinely does believe that Luke's his son because he would be able to know. Surely that link, that kind of bit in the Force, he doesn't disbelieve that he's not a Skywalker. But you're right. That language of if he's using the word son to Luke, is that more to bait Luke than feeling that that's his son in that moment? I don't know. But that's an interesting point. That is an interesting point. But then, so in that bit where Ben and Vader are having that fight, and Ben goes to town, and I love there's just so many things that is coming back. He smashes the breathing control box, and you get the ragged breathing that we hear from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, that that sound. And there was just so many sounds in there that was just, oh, that is just immense.
Yeah.
So now he's attacked him, caught his helmet's there. The emotion from Ewan McGregor as Ben Kenobi got me
He's such a
choked.
good Obi-Wan.
Oh, it got me choked. It's like Revenge of the Sith.
You got me in both of their encounters.
I know. He's like, you, and he goes, but I loved you, Anakin. You are my brother. That gets me, you know. That is that bit, even in the face of it. It's just like he still can't bring himself to destroy. And that's his weakness. You know, he can't do it. He had Vader at his mercy a second time, knowing everything that he had done, and he still could not do it. I love the fact that he said goodbye, Darth, like he does it in episode in Star Wars: A New Hope. Only ever reversed to him as Darth.
In that entire fight, and before that fight, in every other in the previous encounter, he's constantly calling him Anakin.
Yeah.
And he's in that fight, he's calling him Anakin, but then when he says goodbye, he says goodbye, Darth.
Yeah,
it's like he's accepted and moved on. He's accepted that Anakin's not there.
Yeah. And I felt the interesting part of that exchange is when Ben sees him. Don't forget, they have a connection in the Force that normal people don't understand. And I know that they're doing the clever thing with the red lightsaber and the blue lightsaber there, denoting kind of what we're seeing. And then when Vader really starts to go, the red starts to dominate. But he starts talking to him as Anakin, and I'm sorry, Anakin. I'm sorry for all of it. And he unburdens his soul. What would be the Sith response in that moment?
Well,
you're vengeful, you're hateful, you're angry, and you're a Sith Lord. What do you do in that moment?
Well, you don't let him have any closure. You make him feel bad about it.
Right? You
try
jab
to
that
make
wound.
him as angry as you can.
Right?
But instead, Vader gives him closure.
He
Or
does, doesn't
not
he?
Vader. Maybe that's Anakin,
Maybe that's Anakin.
because Anakin
And
wouldn't want to see his master hurting. He would want
no,
to give him closure. He'd want to reassure him, "You're not the one who destroyed me.
yeah,
Vader did."
yes, yeah. Well, he says, I'm not your
I'm not your failure,
failure,
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. And he alleviates that guilt from him. And that
Yeah,
was almost the last act of Anakin.
yeah.
You know, that was
It's like him saying, "You can move on because you didn't fail me. Vader failed you."
yeah,
It's that
yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
And so when he goes by, that's why he says goodbye, Darth, because it's like that's Darth Vader. That's not
mm,
Anakin.
yeah. Um, I love that whole scene.
Yeah,
And
it's very powerful.
it was very powerful. The other Vader scene that I absolutely loved was Vader versus Reaver. So leading up to that, when he grabs the starship and he just drags it back down and starts to
That
tear it
was
past, oh my gosh, I would have filled my shorts if you know, I would have pooped myself. And if
yeah,
I was I'm still on the
yeah.
other ship, I'd be like, you got to leave now, we got to leave now, we got to
Yeah,
leave
you
now.
can see that ship just being caught midair and then being ripped to
Yeah,
shreds.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's time to
that,
go.
yeah, time to go. Come on, let's get going. Um, and then how he fought that battle was something your sister raised ages ago, brought to perfection. You know, this
Yeah,
whole thing about
yeah, it's
when they
true
haven't got
though.
their lightsaber. Vader didn't need a lightsaber. He's like, you're like breakfast to me. I'm just
He
going to
wasn't
play
even
around with you.
trying.
No,
He
the
was
whole
playing.
block moving, this, that, and the other. I was like, this is my Dark Lord of the Sith. I loved
What
that.
what I also liked about Kenobi is the way Vader moved. We'd never seen him move like that before. It's
Right.
like he's it's his style of fighting. It's like he's aggressive, but he's fluid. It's like he's still a master combatant. Is that how you
Yeah.
say it?
Oh, I'll let you
He's
take it. Gone.
he's he's still like a master in combat. He can, yeah, it's
Right.
just the way he moves. It's just,
Yeah. Because he's got Anakin in there. Anakin's fought thousands of battles. He was the hero of
yeah,
the Republic, and now you know he's got this Durasteel body that's even more powerful. Yeah, that that whole scene was just amazing. He didn't need a lightsaber. You know, he broke hers in half,
no,
threw it to ground, and said, "Go on, then. I'm not even going to draw my lightsaber." Then he done the saber throw. Oh, it's just
yeah,
like, oh man. And then it comes back and he's got both of them and he's just, oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I really, really liked that. Then the scene with Obi, with Leia, you know, I wish I could tell you more. And he's
yeah,
like explaining like Padme and Anakin and where she's, you know, where she's got her character from as such.
yeah,
I thought that was a lovely, lovely moment. And then we get Qui-Gon right at the end. Brilliant.
yeah. Qui-Gon's
So
awesome.
yes, there was some pacing bits. The bit where the Imperial lady gave her life with the load lifter. There were some really
Oh
good
yeah,
moments. But overall, Kenobi is one of those that I'll happily rewatch.
yeah. She just gets the grenade and she sets it off, and
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
blows up.
Hi guys, what do you think about the redesign of the lightsaber, which looks like an actual sword?
The
I've not seen
oh,
that. I've
I'll
seen
search
that
it
in
up.
that other Netflix one. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, Mike. Where have I got to look for that? Um, right, Ollie. So this is now on to our final of our catch up. Our number one show.
Yeah,
Is anybody shocked?
yeah. I mean, come on. This is just an awesome show.
Yeah.
Is
I've got to say, I did struggle with season 3 a little bit more. There's
right.
still moments. Getting the Naboo fighter and all the rest of it is fantastic. There are still brilliant bits. I just felt it lost its way a little bit compared to the other two.
So season one was where it all kicked off, and that was just an awesome season. Season 2 was again just carried that momentum forward, and it was amazing. And then season 3 for me, I agree that it wasn't up to the standard of 1 and 2, but I still really enjoyed it. I love the Naboo fighter. I
Hmm.
think that was a good decision because I was very upset about the Razor Crest.
I'm still miffed about the
Yeah,
Razor Crest.
I love that ship.
Yeah, so did I. I did. I really liked it. Um, I think what I loved about Mando season 1, there was this roundtable show that for some reason
Oh
Disney
yeah,
Plus have
that's.
taken off, and it's like, what are you
Oh wait,
doing?
have they?
Yeah, they've taken it off now. So they had like all the people involved, like all the different directors and all of that sort of stuff. They all sat around the round table and they spoke about the show, and it focused on different elements. And two of the standout episodes was the one to do with the music, which was fascinating to see how he goes about and he created the music sound and everything else for the Mando. And the other one was the technology used to create Mando, which is the volume, which is this amazing, nearly this great big circular stage where they dress the forefront, and then everything on the background and the roof is basically LED screen. So that's why it looks like Mando's on location, and the actors can actually respond to stuff because they can actually see it's almost completely encircles them. And from a filming perspective, if you want to film at 10 o'clock in the evening, that's really
Yeah,
impractical
yeah,
to be able to go back there and get your lighting right and to pick up shots. Not when you're in the volume, you just set the time and day and off you go. It's amazing, absolutely amazing technology. Um, so that if you can get to see those, they might be on YouTube. I highly recommend watching those two episodes. The other part of the Mandalorian that I was going to say that I loved was the way that they just took Dave Filoni was like, oh, you remember this Life Day from that awful Star Wars episode,
right.
special? Let's just
Yeah,
bring that back in the and reference that in the first episode. And he's like, oh, I thought I wanted to be around for Life Day, all of that sort of
yeah,
stuff. Oh, just like brilliant. And how they use the Camino of for Cantina or whatever it's called for the you see that guy running through Besbin when everyone's panicking.
yeah, yeah.
They
The
use
guy
that, and
with the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah,
the
yeah,
container in the orange
and then they use
jumpsuit.
that for containing
Beskar.
valuables. Yeah, Beskar. So love that. I mean, Carl Weathers are ROP Carl
Oh
Weathers.
yeah, that
Um,
was that was sad.
Grief Karga. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
That's going to be a big
Also,
miss.
yeah, no, definitely. I also really liked. I mean, I have spoken when he
Oh,
gives his life. That was
yeah,
sad.
Krill.
Um, the IG-11 when he gave his life,
Yeah,
he was awesome.
he was awesome.
Um, the girl, the rebel girl he was friend with, who has the
Gina Carano.
yeah,
Um,
she's awesome.
yeah,
She's really cool.
I can't remember what character's called now. Yes,
Um, but I like the simple scenes, like when you see the two scout
that
troopers just on
that
the
is
speeder
just because
bikes,
that whole
and
thing
they're
about because
trying to
that
shoot the can.
yeah,
That was
and it
so
is just like
funny.
when the one catcher punches Baby Yoda, you're like
Yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson, you're gonna die.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
coming to you. You're getting yours.
yeah.
When you see that, you're like, okay,
He didn't hold back
just
either. He just punched him.
no. It's just like, dude, I don't care what it is, but it's got to be painful and it's got to be prolonged
Yeah,
for that one there. That one right there has got to die. Yeah, that was a great scene. And they're there and they're just looking at their
yeah.
gut.
Yeah,
and then
battles the guy.
shoot. Yeah. Brilliant. Um,
Yeah, and the other one mocks him, and then he tries to shoot it, and he
yeah,
misses as well.
it's like, oh, what good idea? Let's just try and shoot that rock. Hey, we can't hit it. Yeah, I love that. And then we've moved on to kind of season 2, and when Boba Fett turned up for his armor,
Yeah,
and we've got in that season. My gosh, are we spoiled? We've got Ahsoka turning up in that excellent episode. Then you've got the
yeah.
Boba Fett episode, which is just brilliant. You've got Luke Skywalker.
Oh man, that episode. Oh, when those awesome evil bots are punching down the door, and then just the reaction when you hear Luke's theme lightly playing, and then you see someone walking through in a black cloak, and you're like, "Is it? Is it?" And
Is
then the
it? Is
green
it?
lightsaber comes on, and
Oh,
you're just
mate, I
like,
was
"It is." And he starts
like,
just
doing
that was
Luke things.
such
Luke
that was
doing Luke
such a
things.
good episode.
Oh, wasn't it? It's just when Gina Carano turns around and goes, "Oh, one X-wing, great,"
Yeah,
and I
you
was
see
just
the
like,
X-Wings.
immediately, I
Oh,
was like, "Ooh." And I was like, no, they can't be coming in with Luke, because I was expecting Luke to be played by
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. I still think they should. Star Wars fans need to let Disney get on with it. If it's always got, because Luke trying to keep Mark Hamill as a young Luke is expensive and clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them recast. We've already had a young Han. We've got, just let them recast. If it meant we
Yeah.
get more content with really good actresses and
I
actors,
mean, if
let them
it's
do it.
anything like an Obi-Wan Kenobi situation, then we're
Right?
winning.
Look at Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
Do you feel like Ewan McGregor is not Obi-Wan Kenobi?
he's 100% Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
But yeah, he's. I mean, I don't know. I
If
think
it's
people
done
might have
and
something.
done, if it's done and done well, do it.
Yeah, I love
You know.
Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think he played it brilliantly.
See, Sebastian Stan would be my vote for Luke.
Yeah.
I don't know, chat. What do you reckon? Listen, if is anybody still with us? What do you reckon? Recast or digital CGI? What's the vote? What do people think? Because for me, yeah, I can't. I just want content. I just want good content again.
I mean,
And
if you look up Sebastian Stan Luke Skywalker, he definitely looks the part. He really does.
right,
Like his
so
face fits Luke perfectly.
here we go. We've got William saying recast. We've got Mike saying recast definitely, and Dennis is saying recast. That's where I would be. So, people, Sebastian Stan, what do you reckon? Good Luke, or do you want someone else? I mean, the Leia is the tricky one, because you've got to get her attitude right. Leia is a powerful woman.
Yeah.
There's an actress that springs to mind that I could see having that look. I'm looking up there, guys, because I've got the 3 original movie posters here. That's why I'm looking up there.
They're awesome.
You've got Millie Bobby Brown that could do a job, but there's another actress that I think would be better. I saw her the other day and I was like, oh, you could be Leia. And then the guy, we've already got a young Han, but I don't know if I would go that path of him. Because we're obviously going to have to recast for Balin Skull, and the sort of money that Disney have. My vote for recasting Balin Skull would be either he's met Abeloth or somebody like that, and he's been immediately killed before we get back to Ahsoka season 2, or you continue the character and you get someone like Gerard Butler, who would work very, very well as Balin Skull, I think. But anybody, if you, because I would love just to have some content, even if it was just a series of Han, Luke, Leia.
Oh, you know who people want to replace Leia?
Go.
So if you could have Sebastian Stan as Luke, we
Yeah.
already have Han, and then Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Okay.
What's
Yeah. I'm aware of who you meant. Yeah.
Billy Lord?
Billy
Billy
Lord.
Lord?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that how you
right.
say her name?
Yeah, I think so. Dennis says, think that's a fair choice for Balin.
Who did you say for Balin?
Gerard Butler. The game. This is Sparta.
Oh yeah,
He'd be.
yeah. No,
Don't forget, he's
great.
older now as well, so he would do really well as Balin Skull. I think. Would it, Yuri, whatever his name was for Solo. Let's pull that up. Alden Einrich. Yeah, I mean, we've got Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, who is
He played
absolutely
really well.
perfect.
He captured Lando
Yeah, he did.
perfectly.
Emilia
Yeah,
Clarke
I've
as
heard
Kira,
about
but
that. Some people also think Jenna Ortega for Leia.
oh,
Yeah,
that's what
I've
he's
heard
in the
that. I've heard
house.
that one
Hey,
before.
corpse, how are you?
Hey,
Jenna Ortega as Leia. That is it. And I was like,
yeah,
yeah, okay, I could see that because I quite like the Wednesday series for my sins.
yeah, I've heard that one before. That
Um,
definitely could.
yeah, I could see that.
That works.
She's got a good edge to her as well because that's what I mean. She's got to have that bit. So, I mean, why can't Alden? Yeah, he could still do Han Solo, I guess. And I would just like, I just kind of want that a period a post Mando where we get some prime Luke, Leia. There is scope there. We've got 30 odd years to play with. There's a 15-year period easily that they can play with where they could give us some peak content for those characters. That's my opinion. I mean, am I alone on that? Would other people go, yeah, okay, let's go in for that? Would you, Ollie? Would you want to
Yeah,
see the original team recast back, or no? Leave it.
yeah.
It's
No,
done.
I really would. I think if they could get those, I mean, yeah, Dennis got it. I think Jenna Ortega would be a really good choice for Leia, and then Sebastian Stan would be a really good choice, and then it's just I'd just love to see the original three again. Like that would just be so cool because
Do you mean the original three, as in the original three characters?
as in like the original, like I'm talking like Luke, Leia, Han, along with you've got your Chewie, your Lando, that kind of
Yeah.
that era of like Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them again
Mm.
because that's what I thought the sequels were going to be.
I wanted the sequels to be the Yuzon Vong because they are just
That would have been so cool.
that would have been so good. But rather than Apple Empire, I would have gone for the Yuzon Vong because in Legends they were devastating,
Yeah.
absolutely
It's
devastating, and
so
extra.
cool that the
And rather,
rebels had to team up with the Empire
yeah,
to fight them. That's awesome.
you could have had X-wing but side by side with TIE Fighter fighting this
Yeah.
intergalactic force, which is interesting because I'm wondering if Ahsoka's going to lead us to the Vong. There is still that bit where I wonder if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It would be interesting because then potentially that could be the threat that Ray ends up revisiting
Yeah.
in the later. So who knows?
But
Corpse has
yeah.
said, I would love to see an older Mando trying to protect his loved ones and perhaps meet a glorious heroic end. That could be
That
good.
could be good. That could that could be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, Mando's my number one series out of all of them. I think consistently the first two seasons they didn't drop the ball once. I just devoured it. It was just
Yeah.
absolutely couldn't get enough. And even in season 3, there was still a lot of good stuff
I didn't
there.
want him to. I know he had to, but I didn't want him to give up the dark saber.
No,
I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought the little bit where Grogu is having to do the some of the trials with the
Oh yeah,
Mandos, and it's like they've got the paintball things, and he's there, and the other one's there. Come
yeah.
on, but yeah, okay. So overall, Ollie, are you in a good place with the TV shows and Star Wars?
Yeah, I am. All right, I think. Yeah, I think the Disney have created some pretty iconic moments in Star Wars. Well, would you say I guess for iconic it has to be like around for quite a while, but
No,
no, iconic is just recognizable. It's like it's a
yeah,
standout, really cool moment, and I think they have succeeded in making some of those. Um,
no,
yeah,
I agree. There've been as we've got in our background there, we have got some absolutely stunning moments, and
yeah,
as you said, some of the characters as well, like Mando, like the armorer.
yeah.
She's absolutely awesome.
I love the gunner, the big
Oh,
heavy.
yeah, yeah. This is the
We need a
way.
live action like the Fall of Mandalore.
Oh,
That'd be so cool.
wouldn't that be good? See, they could do. It doesn't
Will
even
there
have to
be
be.
this?
They could just give us like 1 to 3 episode Star Wars moments.
Yeah,
So it could be that we're not even going to give you a whole series or anything. As you said, Star Wars: The Siege of Mandalore, or Star Wars: The Fall of Mandalore. You know, the Night of a Million Tears, or whatever
yeah,
they called it. You know, it could just be stuff like that. That it could that is what it could be, and it's like, right, that's a 3 episode one. We're just going to give you the Night of a Thousand Tears. I can't remember what the actual terminology, but that is what we're going to give you, and that is it.
yeah.
That's 3 episodes, and it's done. I mean, how awesome would that be?
That'd be so
How
cool.
awesome would that be? Or a 3 episode on Order 66, the storming of
Yeah, that'd be.
the storming
Yeah,
of the temple, the actual bit, and then the initial chase down, or it could, or anything. It doesn't even have to be huge. It
yeah,
could just be 1 to 3 to 5 episodes of certain
yeah.
moments in time.
That people just want more detail on.
That's it. And you could do it well. The bits that we didn't get to see, um, that could be
Yeah.
really, really cool.
I mean, there's lots you could do for the Old Republic with that as well.
What will be the first next Star Wars series, by the way? I think it's The Acolyte is the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
When is The Acolyte out? Let's have a quick peek. Bear with me, people. I think it is almost imminent. 4th of June.
Not too
Really?
much longer.
Why did they do the 4th of June for? A
They
month
should done
out. Couldn't
July.
they have just done, yeah, couldn't they have just done May the
No,
4th?
May 4th. May the
Yeah,
4th.
May the
Yeah.
4th. Why didn't they just do it then?
So no.
Weird. Weird, weird, weird.
They missed a trick there.
They did. Well, my friend, how was that? I think we've got through well, we've done quite well there.
Yeah.
So,
I
guys,
mean,
this, gone.
oh no, I was just gonna point out. I always have a lot to say on Star Wars because why not? I mean, I love Star Wars. You should see my room. I have a lot of Star Wars. I'm pretty sure the main theme in my room is Star Wars.
Okay, I've got a question that we're going to do. So next episode, guys, it will be same time next week, next Wednesday, and me and Ollie are going to sort out the best trilogy.
Yes. Sounds good.
Yes.
I think I already know. Or do I?
Or do you? Or do you?
Yeah,
So
what
Ollie,
was your... Yeah. Better have the Falcon still there. I do, Dennis. It's right there, right on display, where everyone can see it. Don't worry, it is a prized possession.
That'll be fun. William, I hope you all can join us. So for the chat for everyone, chat, if you ever want to join in, if you ever want to come on live, let us know. We'd love to have conversations with you, get involved. Oliver and chat.
Yes.
Your top 3, you're only allowed 3 Star Wars sound effects.
Ooh. Oh. There's that one alarm that's just like so iconic.
That is so freaky. The klaxon.
Yeah.
That's one of mine. Right, that's one of mine.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's like the emergency, and it's just so cool every time you hear it.
Boy, that is freaky. Yeah, go
It's
on.
like you usually hear it in the
I'd
hangar
already,
and they're running past.
Yeah. I'd already picked that, and I didn't think you would. And I was going to say, oh, this is
Really?
my.
I love that sound. I love it
Okay.
every time I hear it. This is hard. There's so many cool ones.
Okay, I'm gonna. So, if I hear that I know I'm in a Star Wars film, right?
Yeah.
The sound of a lightsaber.
I was gonna say.
I'd be lost without it. I'd be, that is that the hum of the saber has got to be what William has just popped up there.
That's a
The
good
hum
one.
and
the sound of TIE fighters.
And I was just going to say that, you freaky deaky then. I swear I didn't see that.
That is a really good one.
I hear a TIE fighter go screaming.
Yeah.
I know exactly. So it is that. It's just kind of like just closing your eyes. But then seeing the Falcon sound, I know the Falcon sound like anything as well.
Yeah. I think the Falcon is very iconic, but the whine of a TIE fighter, just instant. It's instant.
You're
know
there,
what
aren't
it
you?
is.
Yeah. So that's my 3: the hum of the lightsaber, the screaming of a TIE fighter, and the warning klaxon. They're my 3. Yeah, guys, if you've got anything different, there's one that just that moment, and you're like, oh.
I mean, what would it be? To do with a lightsaber too? It's ignition, the hum when it strikes another lightsaber.
Yeah. Corpse has said, for me, it's the corridors doors closing. I'm not sure why. I get that. That's one of my Star Trek ones. Dennis has said the sound of the exploring droid, like on Hoth.
Oh yeah, the probe droids.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a good one.
You've got the mechanical, like you could take these sounds. No, I was going to say AT-AT. Yeah, the AT-AT, the AT-AT.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's like you could give me these sound effects, and I'll be immediately be able to tell you, probably even the film, I'd imagine. But that whole, that sort of thing, love that.
Yeah.
R2, does R2 count as a sound effect? Because he would be, wouldn't he?
Well, everybody knows it's R2. You just have to start chattering away, it's him.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, then you could say, what about the Wookiee roar?
I get, but it is a sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is.
I could use the do cherry. I can't do it now. I'd have to have more in my throat. But yeah. Yes, Dennis. R2 screaming, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
Just that bit. If you are at home right now, or Ollie, and I'm going to say the bit in there's the bit where they go to light speed and he's or the bit where Return of the Jedi and he gets shot.
The door opens,
Yeah,
or
and
the
he goes,
door opens
and
and
he
he comes
goes,
screaming out.
yeah. So you get what, but Return of the Jedi was
Because
the first one when he
the
gets
guards
shot.
are there, and the door opens, and it's in which one? It's in the prequels, and the door opens, and Anakin's like, R2 will be along at any minute, and he comes
Yeah,
screaming out into the corridor.
and that bit, that scream was calling back to Return of the Jedi, even though that's in the future. But for us, it was in the past.
Yeah.
So that was that bit.
Mm.
My next bit for you.
Oh, I was just gonna point out,
Go on.
for the sound effects
Mm.
when they're powering up the Death Star.
Oh,
The
really?
power up of the laser. I would, if you played that sound for me, I'd know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I'd know what that is straight away.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Next bit. What I would call, for the lack of a proper education, I guess, musical interlude, a musical moment, right? In Star Wars.
Oh,
I'm
it's
going to
got to
tell you.
be
Go on.
when Luke's looking at the two suns.
Yes. Yes, there is that bit, right? I've always had that in my head as well. That sort of music.
The Imperial March, Darth Vader's theme tune when he's
Yeah.
walking.
Okay.
And
Trying rather than just the songs in itself, shorten the moments where you like that moment. If I played you that bit of music, you could go, that's
okay. When Anakin's marching on the temple.
Oh,
instant.
that's
I know what that
good.
is.
That is so good.
Or when he's fighting Obi-Wan.
William has got the music
Yeah.
at Jabba's palace. There is that, but also
Mos
the
Eisley.
music Mos Eisley. The hyperspace jump sound as well. Very good. That is awesome. Yeah. Music wise. Oh, I can't see
The
that.
moment Darth Maul faces off against Obi and Qui-Gon. Yeah. I would
It just
recognize
made me
that
do that
instantly.
live. That's there forever now, out on the interweb. Thanks for that, Den. But yes, that moment, 110. Oh, I've got chills. That is possibly. Oh, we're gonna have to do that next stream. We've got to think of our top 3 or 5 Star Wars moments.
Oh, that's difficult.
That is difficult. So sorry, just musical. The musical book. So you've got Luke looking at the suns.
Yeah.
There's that
Vader marching on the temple.
Vader marching on the temple. That's very good. There's another bit that I would always know, and it's the music going dud dun 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 dun
Oh
dun
yeah.
dun. What is that?
Yeah. That's oh, it's it's the opening of the film, isn't it?
No. I
That's
get why
when
you said
it's
that.
flying overhead.
Ah, okay. No, not quite where I was going. It's that bit where the music is stalling. Dun 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 dun, dun. And it is not. I get why. But when
what is it when
first
the
Death
Death
Star,
Star's about to fire? Yeah.
yes, and it blows up. It is just like, oh, I love that bit. So that I would always know that. Yeah, William's right. Duel of Fates is just. We're gonna have to come up with our top music as well, because Duel of Fates is possibly my number one.
What's it called when they're fighting on Mustafar? Because that is such an emotional piece of music. I'd recognize that anyway as well.
I've got all of these pieces.
When Anakin and Obi-Wan are facing off.
Yeah. But on a moment, I would recognize the cat. Like, just if you played me a snippet, the Cantina band at Mos Eisley, I would recognize anywhere.
Tatooine, the Tatooine music when it starts. You know, when you pan down to Tatooine.
What? When Luke, when the droids are going through the desert.
Yeah.
Right. Battle of the Heroes.
I think I know that so well because of Battlefront.
I've got another bit for you. Another bit for you in a second.
Battle
of
Heroes, right?
Ollie, when the Rancor
Mm,
that music, because I remember playing Lego Star Wars with you,
yeah.
and it has that bit looping on repeat. It
Oh,
is
Lego
just
Star Wars and Battlefront have just cemented so many different bits of music into my mind.
Oh, Wolf, we're just wrapping up. We're just talking about Star Wars. Welcome, by the way. We're just talking about Star Wars musical moments, set moments where it's just like, it's like the little trill of music you get in Cloud City
Yeah.
when Lando's showing around the administrator pat. I would know in a heartbeat that that's the moment in the film. Just right,
Yeah.
boom, right there. And I love that little trill. How about Battle of Endor when Luke strikes down when Vader down? I'm trying to. Why can't I get that bit of music in the head? I can't get it in my head. That bit. Is that when it's all a bit choiress? When, in the words of Anakin Skywalker, no.
Oh,
What? Yeah, go on.
um, that makes me when he's like Vader's coming off the table
Yeah.
and
Den's got a great one. Clone Wars when Yoda arrives with the clone troopers in the arena. Just when
yeah,
when you've just got Mace, being Mace, walking out to this
this
party's
party's
over.
over.
Yeah. That's absolutely. Oh, that's going to be a good moment. So, anybody who might be catching us next week, think of, we're going to go top musical pieces and top moments. Me and Ollie are going to be debating what is the best trilogy.
Yes.
I've got a feeling we're going to argue on the same one, which might mean I might have to pick a different one just to create a bit of friction.
Well, there's two of them that I could very easily argue for.
Oh, Oliver. And there's one that I won't be.
You'll never guess. Ooh.
Time to listen to Star Wars music again. I always listen to Star Wars music. Yes, Dennis. There's never a bad time. The thing is, the Cantina song. Yes.
Yeah.
Just brilliant. I love. Oh, look, I could do this. I can do this. I've got to do it like real briefly, people, because I don't want to get copyrighted. But
you know, I reckon there's a lot of different gun sounds that you could play, and I would recognize just from Battlefront.
you reckon?
Yeah. So the Battlefront 2 guns, not so much.
Right.
I played Battlefront 2 so much, but I don't think I'd be able to recognize the guns quite as easily. Whereas
Okay.
Battlefront 1, I reckon I could name pretty much any gun that you play. The majority of guns, I recognize the sound. Because I'd be running around the maps and I'd be like, I know what gun they have.
Yeah. Okay. I think I would be.
Because they have very different sounds.
That just shows how sad we are, right? Ray's theme. That is one of the best. Here, and tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah, it's that's Cloud City.
I mean, that right there. I'm there. You'll know when that is. You'll know when that is going to happen. Like,
I hear a challenge for a future stream.
we all know when that bit is. We all know. What was
I'll take that challenge. Actually, I think I'd do quite well.
Oh, I could totally smash that out of the park.
What, recognizing the different guns?
Oh, the different guns. Yeah, quite possibly.
I think that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure. Yeah, Duel of Fates. I didn't even hear like enough of that, and I already knew.
I just want that every time I get out of the shower. Is it just too much to ask? You know, and as you drying yourself, just come on. Across the Stars is another great one.
Yeah.
You just know. It's just John Williams is my god. Right. Where I hear, let's see, I hear a challenge for a future stream. We're talking about music and great scenes. How about the beginning scene of Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon? Yeah, I know. It is like, and then it's an amazing. It is. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite. Across the Stars is another beautiful piece as well. John Williams is just the man.
Yeah, he is
fascinated. I've watched so many things about him talking about how he creates his pieces. It's just bonkers to me. He sits there with a pencil, starts at the piano, and amazing.
What?
Oh, don't ruin it for me, William. Oh
They do
gosh,
not
William.
deserve to have
William,
the rule of
are you a
when we
Tottenham
walk
fan,
down
William?
here.
I don't. It's okay, kid. If you are, it's all good. We forgive you. We welcome all sorts here. You know.
Of course.
I
wish Arsenal had got there first, though.
Oh, Liverpool. Liverpool or Leeds? Sorry, because I am that old. It was probably Liverpool, isn't it? Can we
copyright sue the Spurs then?
No, because they probably put it.
You play for
do
Leeds?
You Leeds? Oh, fair enough. Awesome. Fair play, fella.
Nice.
Keep hard. Work hard. It's all about work hard. Be your team for your team, and just do it. It's not all about talent. Just work hard. I missed that Dennis Food and Medicine shopping. Right, guys. Well, thank you. Because the one thing I'd point out to you, that just going to deviate a little bit, just think Gary Neville. Gary Neville was never the most talented footballer on the face of the planet, but look at all the titles he's won in the Manchester United team and all of that sort of stuff. Doing what your manager needs, work ethic, training, taking on the tactics, appreciating, all of that sort of stuff and staying humble, you'll get there. Just keep going, kid. Right, everybody. I enjoyed that, my son. Yeah. Thank you very much. Always loved doing it. Always loved doing this something. It's just like you're so big now, doing this with you. This is so cool. Yeah. So hopefully people.
Pretty cool.
You are pretty cool. I hope people have enjoyed watching. I was thrown then. I was just looking at you and I was like, oh my boy. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching along with us. This for me works when we've got lots of participation. So throw in your comments in. If you want to come on camera or on mic, it's absolutely fine. So if you ever want to participate, more is welcome. So next week, my boy, we are going to be debating what is the best trilogy. And that's not as straightforward.
No. I will have my.
Sorry, I missed the total, but happy I caught the end. Don't forget, and I will have to say, brilliant. Then that would be great to have you. Don't forget, in the UK, our clocks are going forward this Sunday, so we get an hour closer to everybody else, or an hour earlier. So yes, okay. And son,
yeah,
you now have over 2 weeks off.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Hey, how awesome is that? 2 weeks off.
That is pretty nice.
That is pretty nice. I think we might have to get some gaming stuff on. What are you fancying? What should we be doing? Are we doing Minecraft? Are we doing Battlefront? A disastrous return to Apex, or a bit of
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
No, I don't. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, oh, that's too sweaty. That's too sweaty.
Yeah.
I could do it. Love to do some Star Wars Battlefront with everyone.
Do a whole cinematic on the rise and fall of Apex, couldn't you?
My rise and fall of Apex. I got to diamonds back in season whatever, and then I just crashed. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I think I've been on
I'm
a downward spiral for quite a while with that game.
yeah. I'm just I
I'm
mean
I'm retired. I'm a retired Apex player.
Fortnite. I could maybe get on with you. You know, you can
Yeah,
carry me.
yeah. I think decent at that game.
You are.
I
You are.
I can kill people.
But I want to get back doing some. The only thing about Star Wars Battlefront, it's not cross platform.
Yeah, I would say they missed a trick, but that was before like cross-platform really like blew up. It
I
was
wonder
like
if the
just
laptop
before.
is good enough.
The Battlefront verse matches against each other was awesome. Yeah. Oh,
What? I've forgotten.
if we ever got a community big
That
enough to
we only
do
need
that,
12 people. 12 people. That would
that
be
would be
epic.
so good.
It'd have
That
to be
would
on
be
console
so
though, wouldn't it?
unfair because I would just I would
What would we
train
what would
for
we
it.
do that on console or
Uh,
PC?
that's a good point.
Oh, we just need 12 good souls. That's all we need. Cargo. Because I'm wondering if the laptop that you've got would be able to run it
Yeah,
because
because then I'd just need. Well, actually, people can connect controllers to
yeah, you just
that.
plug it in.
Yeah,
That'd be fine.
don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I am pretty good at that game.
There was only one person in my prime. I would have, and I did. I don't come off it. I was awesome.
Yeah, you were pretty good.
I got triple figures in public lobbies.
I wish I got triple figures. Well,
See,
actually, I did. It's just that was kills and assists combined.
yeah, mine was pure
I
kills.
remember because I remembered I took a screenshot of it and I was like, "Oh, Dad, I finally did. I got triple figures." And I went to the next screen and it was like I didn't really. So
But
that was
hey,
heartbreak. But
don't worry. And Warp is saying, "Well, I've updated my computer and network since then, so it might be better." Awesome, buddy. It's just about having fun. But that is such a good game. It's such a good game. You just need 12 souls, because then that'll be 6 aside. We must know enough because
well, actually, we don't need 12. We need 10
huh?
because we're two of them. So you need 10 more.
Well, I know a few people that have got it on console, but it's just that's what we've got to decide. What's the medium,
Yeah.
and then focus on from there. Because to bring back Star Wars Battlefront 1, even do you know
The
what?
return.
Even just to have a load of people and do stuff like Hero Hunt.
Yeah.
That was such a good game mode. Or Droid Run. I love Droid Run. Where
Yeah, I love
you have to
Droid.
capture the Gonk Gonk droids. That's just so good. But Cargo was
Yeah.
my go-to game. I loved
I love
Cargo.
Cargo.
Death Star
I
Cargo
know
is
all
good
the
fun.
maps off by heart.
But that would be good because then we would be able to go on the Death Star and places like that again.
Yeah.
That is so good.
That'd be so cool. Cargo Run was amazing.
Yeah, Dan, I'm with you, buddy. Yeah. And even just playing what's the other one? Where you've got to get the cargo from one place to the other and one's attacking and one's defending.
Oh, Sabotage?
No, it's not Sabotage. That was a good game mode. They've got it on Battlefront 2 as well. Again,
it starts with an S.
Does it?
Yeah. Pretty sure you are talking about Sabotage. It's when the cargo's moving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the attacking
Extraction.
side.
Jedi Robbie stepping into the stream just like
Extraction.
that. Just swash it. That was like a Mando-esque. The door opened and he's just there in the doorway and he just went extraction. And the door just closed again and he disappeared. Well done, Jedi Robbie. There we go. You can that yes, extraction. We just need 12 good souls on either, including us two, on either PC or console to bring back Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, you can still get on there and play cargo and supremacy and all of that sort of stuff. But oh, cool. Well, very pleased that you've made it. Thank you, sir. That would be awesome. Maybe we've got to do that. That should be the goal of these streams, to bring
Yeah.
back enough of a community to play Star Wars Battlefront 1.
Yeah, at the end of every stream, you have to quickly advertise it. Just
looking
for people.
Looking for people. I'll create a new banner for the next stream going across the bottom there. Because that would be awesome. Dennis,
Yeah,
you up for that? Then who else did we have? Wolf said he was. Dennis. Corpse? Did Corpse play? He might have ducked out for a moment. Did Corpse play last time?
Oh yes.
So that's now we need 9, and Wolf, that's 8. 8 more. Jedi Robbie, if you're ever wanting to. Hi, how are you? What's your favorite character?
Darth Vader has to be for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome, Wolf.
I mean, I could argue for Mando. I could argue for Obi-Wan.
Mando?
Yeah.
Really? He's there already?
Awesome. Just, I mean, Boba Fett, he's awesome. Mace Windu, he's pretty cool.
I love, Mace Windu. For me, it's somewhere between Anakin and Obi.
Anakin's pretty cool. If you said pick a dark side and a light side, dark side would have to be Darth Vader for me. There's no one on the dark side who I prefer. I love his brutality.
Yeah. Liam Neeson done such a good job with him.
What I loved about Qui-Gon is that he had a different take on the Jedi way that just
he saw the flaws.
He didn't need to separate himself from love. He just knew how to love without jealousy.
Yeah. I think Qui-Gon was what the Jedi needed to be. As I've said before, I watched in this roundtable stuff that I mentioned earlier, Dave Filoni got explained, and then he explained to others what the Duel of Fates was all about. And the Duel of Fates, I always had it was like you've got Maul with Anakin coming to the fore, and it wasn't. The Duel of Fates was about who survived to teach Anakin Skywalker. Was it going to be the antagonistic older brother, or was it going to be the father figure that he desperately needed? And that's the Duel of Fates, and that is so profound. That is amazing. So it had Qui-Gon lived, Anakin wouldn't have gone to the dark side.
Man, imagine if they did a what if for Star Wars.
I could play Darth Jar Jar. Yeah, what if the Star Wars would be really good?
What if Obi-Wan was the one who got killed instead of Qui-Gon?
What if Obi-Wan was the one that turned to the dark side?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot they could do there.
To begin with, obviously, I'm old enough for that 4, 5, and 6 were the original, so that's how I watched them. I showed the kids 4, 5, and 6 first because of the "I am your father" moment, and then showed them 1, 2, and 3.
I love the opening scene for. That's another sound. The whine of the Jedi fighters when they come in on the third one.
Boom.
Yeah.
Dum, dum.
And then you get the whine. And they're like,
dum, dum. And they just that is epic. And the explosions. Yes, Oliver. Yes. So we've got
Anakin. I mean, just from the drums, I would know what scene that is.
Yeah, right. That's what I was talking about earlier. Musical moments that, if you took that out and you'd be like, yeah, but that moment, yes, I would. That is out of all of them, that is possibly the one that I would, even more so than maybe episode 4.
Yeah, because if you could just play me those drums and I'd know what scene that is.
Jedi Robbie, I am nervous for the Acolytes. I just want it to be a win for Star Wars. What if
Ooh,
Mace trained Anakin? If Mace had trained Anakin,
he would be a
Palpatine would have
machine.
been
He would have been toast.
diced up. He would have
Because
been.
instead of cutting off his hand, Anakin would have been alongside him.
They would have sliced and diced him. He would have been in little Sith pieces off the edge of the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is too dangerous to be kept
Yeah,
left
I
alive.
agree with
Do
you.
it,
I'm going to
Mace.
take his head.
Yeah, do it. You beat me to it.
Okay. Same. I'm not too familiar with the High Republic. I was saying it's only 100 years before. I wanted them to go all the way back, like 3,500 Old Republic. Give me armies of Jedi. Give me armies of Sith. But this is what we've got, so I guess we roll with it. We'll find out. But I think Star Wars is desperate for something like Mando to unify everybody and be able to turn around and say, yeah, I enjoyed that. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Well, ladies and gents, I think we've spoke this to death. We've got through the TV series. So next time is the trilogies. We have to think of our top Star Wars moments and our top musical pieces.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm just going to make I've got my brain. You know what my brain gets like. Fatigue will kick in, and I'll be like, "What was he talking about?" So let me just make a note. Musical.
I'm wanting
pieces.
Darth Plagueis to be in it, explaining how he became the Darth Lord.
The Dark Lord, yeah.
Dark Lord, yeah.
That would be good.
That would be pretty cool.
He could be. Depending what sort of musical pieces. And I said top moments, didn't I?
Yeah.
Top moments. And a banner for Star Wars Battlefront 1 recruitment.
What would be fun to do is get the comments to pick my loadout. That'd be interesting. Are they nice or are they not?
On Star Wars Battlefront 1?
Yeah.
It depends what we're playing, PC or console. Because if it's console, PC, you're going to have to start all over again.
Yeah. Unless I plug in my controller.
No, I mean from a perspective that you're starting the game again, so all of that stuff isn't unlocked.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. My brain does that after some bangers and mash.
Right. Well, people, I've enjoyed this evening. That was good fun.
I've really enjoyed today.
We was going to end this like half an hour ago, and then it was just like completely like, and that's Star Wars. Ago. It must be, but that's that's Star Wars. It's just something happens, and you're like, boom, there we go.
Yeah, you can easily get sucked into a different conversation with Star Wars.
Absolutely,
you can very easily switch.
I can't believe. Well, when I was a kid, I was one of the few. It was like if I ever found another soul out like Star Wars, it's kind of you clung on to them a little bit. It was like, hey, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So yeah. Wolf, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. Please hit the like and like button if you have watched, because it helps. And if you're new to us and you're like, hey, those guys weren't too bad, I'd like to see some more from them, hit the subscribe, turn the notifications on, and we'll catch you on the next one. We are back on Sunday with Rose, and we are discussing everything Marvel. Hey, be nice. We are discussing everything Marvel. Another conversation like today. We're going to be going through some of the movies. We're going to be going through some of the TV shows and getting on our soapbox and tearing it to pieces and saying what we love and what we hate. So that is Sunday at 7. And then for Shizzle, me and the boy are back a week today for our next Star Wars. So and then in between there might be some gaming bits. On our other channel, which is Squishy Gets Fit, ignore a load of the stuff that's on there because I'm about to delete it. I will be starting to upload some content, and it's basically me and Laura, who's Oliver's mum, my wife, the fourth member of the band, and we are just going to be going through my illness, stuff that we are contending with, all of that sort of stuff. And it's not kind of all doom and gloom, but it's going to be more what we do for trips, what we do for well-being, what we did you hear that crash?
No.
That's the
What
puppy.
happened?
The pup just
What'd she do?
come crashing in. She's bosh,
Yeah.
darling.
Wait, she just headbutted the door.
Yeah, she just really did, just to come in. And so
Earlier she kept just nuzzling my leg. I don't know. I think she wanted something. So
yeah, she's just wandered off again. And it's from places we go, our favourite things that we do for mental health and well-being. She's just come in with a giant tennis ball. Win, let go. This is
she's starting to. Yeah, there we go. She's starting to peel the.
What do you like, Destructor?
Trying to shred it down.
Hey, and yeah, so that's going on my Squishy Gets Fit channel. So it's just and giving people that suffer with ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, long COVID, because there's loads of people out there. It can be very, very isolating, and it can be soul destroying. Really, when fatigue hits and the brain gets all clouded and befuddled. So it's basically letting people become more familiar with what it's like, an honest account. Wolf, that is very kind. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ollie, depending if that we'll spend that on your birthday, son.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wolf. That is extremely kind.
That's really nice. That's really kind.
And it is, yes, just basically trying to explain and the stuff that I do to try and get myself feeling like I'm a human being, stuff we're doing so we don't feel like how I deal with, because Oliver and Rose, I still have that desire being their dad to kind of still want to be their hero, and not let them down. And with Laura and all of that sort of stuff. So we're going to be doing that sort of stuff. It's from cooking to our trips, and that's going to be me and Laura. Cooking will be fun, and with a guest appearance from Oliver. I should do what I've done tonight. That was good food, was that not?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be on the other channel. And also, that's right, Ollie's birthday is close to my youngest birthday. Yeah, he's on the 2nd. So fast approaching.
Yes. I'm very glad that it wasn't April the 1st, because I know that would a lot of my friends just give me empty boxes.
I was like that as well, because I was like, oh man, can you imagine ringing around? Oh yeah, Laura's had the baby. Yeah. No, she really has. She really has.
Happy birthday, Ollie. Thank you. There's nothing in there. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, isn't that funny?
We didn't actually get you a present, April Fools. I don't mind, but
Well, happy birthday to your son on the 16th.
Yes, happy birthday.
How old are you going to be this birthday, son?
17.
17. My gosh. I saw a video of us. You say Diddy, you're like Grogu. You were like, you could barely see above the camera. It was hilarious. And your voice. Yeah. Anywho, right. I'm terrible at saying goodbyes. So
goodbye for definite this time.
For definite, for real. We're not faking it. We're actually saying goodbye. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for your participation. We love it. More comments, more getting involved. And thank you for spending your evening with us. It's greatly appreciated. So take care, and we will see you Sunday at 7 back to discuss Marvel with Rose. Take care, everybody.
It's going to be very fun. Bye.
Yeah, bye. The way you said that, of course it's going to be fun. Yes.